Hey, hello everybody, welcome to the Sound Test Room. Today we are taking a look at, yes, here it is, FD1 filter delay from Aras. So it's a filter delay with loads and loads and loads of different options you can control, including the modulation sequencer, which is super cool. Plus the fact it's super fun making your own presets. So how does it sound? So as you can see, I have one on my voice that's disengaged at the moment. I have one on my MIDI keyboard controlling a ModiX, and one also here on Synth Master Player playing this Santor sound, octave Santor, like this. Let's just mute the volume on this. So this is the ModiX. And then I have one also on Future Drummer. You'll see the transport isn't running at the moment. Now, the cool thing is that FD1 will work as just an effect without the transport run. So if I engage it now on the ModiX channel, like that, you can see we can still, and you have low pass, high pass, band pass, you have sequencer cutoff, resonance, a drive, a level, and you have a level over here, dry wet mix for the delay. But the most fun you have is when you start to, you can route as well. If you hit route up here, you can route anything that's highlighted in red. And if we say we wanted to route the cutoff to any of these destinations here, we can. We're not going to do that now. And then you have your modulation here, like this, and anything that you add in the routing will show up here. So if you're trying to click on this or say, well, why I can't change it, you don't do it there. That's just to show you where the modulation is, and there's your amounts of modulation there. Then there's tempo sync, and then of course you can, if we go back to there, you can MIDI map anything and MIDI learn, etc., etc. So if we say, for instance, we've hit route now and we wanted to route our drive. Sorry, let's do that again. Let's hit route and hit drive, and then we could route it to say step 5 in the sequence, and then we can control the amount. The drive will then be routed to step 5 in the sequence, and then we can control the amount of that that's going to run through as well. And we're not going to hear how this works until we engage our transport. So let's press play now. You see the sequencer running? And then writing a preset is super easy. You just hit write. You could say save as, well, you could call it whatever you like, really. Linked comb, for instance, just as a thing, and then you just go okay, and that's then added to your preset browser here, like that, and then you get these. So I've programmed a few. I think some of them were like hard sweeping gain, the Luna, linked comb. So if I, which is the one we've just done. So if I chose, like, say, hard sweeping gate now, you can see how we've set it up there. It's very cool. It's got a long delay, long feedback. also have various LFO shapes here. Let me just make an adjustment to the sound. So you can get pretty, without the effect, it sounds like that. So we can change the, let me just change the tempo on the synth to match the speed of AUM there, which is 124 BPM. And then we can engage it back in on this like vocal arpeggiator. Change a different preset there, so groovy groove. So you can hear that you can really get creative with the effect. If we apply it to my voice like this, we have like a, let's lower the volume a little bit there, so I'm not deafening you with the effect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Spacey echoes. Echo. Spacey echoes. So we'll take that out the chain on that. And on drums, it's really, really nice. It's great on everything. Like on this particular, this lead sound, if we just solo that and my voice. This is called the metalizer, I think. Yeah, so we can very cool. Or we could try like a comb sequence, which is one of the ones I programmed. Filter sequence. So you've got loads and loads of cool things. And what's fun is like, start going mad and assigning stuff to, assigning the time to this. You put the amount up this, or again, you can assign the time to like this. So you can, like, there's not a lot you can't do. And you see, if you add, as the more modulation destinations you add, the more it will show up in your modulation section. And then you can get really creative. quite nice. I could write that and save that as we call this the crazy, because it's a bit loony. Very nice. You have tempo sync. Now that syncs to the tempo of AUM. So you really can get some very, very cool effects going on with filter delay. So with drums, let's hear it with drums. So it's very nice with drums because it allows you to, let's just get this back in now. So this is the MODX again. And that patch is, the groovy groove. So that's nice. So I'm going to try that on the drums as well. So let's engage Future Drummer from Louis Martinez, Lumbeat, which is all MIDI'd up. And before we start, I will choose that patch. So it's on the initial patch at the moment, which is basically just a delay. Very nice. But let's change that to Groovy Groove when it is. And then, of course, if you wanted to, you could start to play around with the so let's route that cut off to the frequency. And now you're getting into dubby kind of stuff. Take the resonance down a little bit. Very cool. Get some really nice comb filter effects. Take it off tempo sync. So there you go. There you go, guys. There it is. The FD1 filter delay from Aras. Like I said, you've got your MIDI lane, like that, your modulation. Don't forget, don't get confused. You can't go into modulation and then set new modulation destinations. You just to see what your routing is going. So your like LFO is going to your pan and blah, blah. And then you can make adjustments to the actual amounts of modulation in a negative or positive fashion. Well, for some of them you can anyway, for instance. And then you have your routing. And then all you need to do is anything that's highlighted in red, you can select. And then anything that's like in this red section here, you can add. And then you can add the amount, and then you can go done, and it's done. And then you can choose to add amounts down here as well, anything from 0 to 100%. Your sequence division is kind of self-explanatory. You know, the higher you go, the faster it'll get. The lower you go, the slower it'll get the pulse. You can tempo sync. There's a couple of different tempo syncing options. You can either have it on or off, free running. Then you have cutoff resonance. You have a 4-pole or a 2-pole filter, which is very nice. I quite like 2-pole. And you have the LFO cutoff, the sequence cutoff. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You've got a lot going on. And of course, it's super simple to save a patch. You make adjustments, hit right, and it's a done deal. Guys, thank you very, very much for watching. There'll be a link in the description for FD1 Filter Delay by Aras. And bless you all. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please consider becoming a Patreon or subscribing to the channel. Becoming a Patreon or making a one-off donation is amazingly much appreciated by helping support what we do here at the Sound Test Room, so we can carry on bringing you the videos and stuff like that. Guys, thank you very, very much. I will see you later. Ta-ta.